This is Paul English, and I wanted to welcome you to Econ 120, Survey of American Economics. I want to go through our buttons so that you'll feel comfortable in the course and will know how to navigate it. So here we are on the announcements page, and as you can see, what I'll be providing here, I'll be communicating with the class here. I'll be providing text messages as well as MP3 verbal type of comments, especially concerning current events. I think introducing current events is real helpful to you understanding what the textbook is saying compared to the real world. So whenever you enter the course, you'll be entering here. Let's go to the Start Here button. So in the Start Here button, you see introduction by myself. Here's my website. I'm an avid gardener, so if you're interested in gardening, you can really find out my whole life on my website. There's practically nothing on that website that doesn't describe my interest and so forth. As we go down the Start Here button, you see there's a description of the course and the format. You see that there are no prerequisites. You see copies, pictures, photos of the required textbooks. And while we're talking about the textbook, this textbook comes in both a soft copy and a hard copy. You're welcome to use either one that you want. The workbook is highly recommended, but I've made it optional this year. I know a lot of you have financial strains, and that might be a place that you'd want to save some money, but I really think you would learn more from the course if you use the workbook. I think the workbook is extremely helpful. The workbook will use the same questions that were being used in the quizzes and the test. So if you can afford it, I think you would learn more by having the workbook. This little book right here is what we'll be writing a paper on. It's very easy to read. I'm pretty sure that you'll like it. This next item is Father Guido Sarducci's 5-minute degree. It's just kind of getting us off on a good foot. And then I've just repeated this, how to navigate the course and netiquette. So let me scroll back up, and I'll try not to do it so fast that it gets you dizzy. So we're still in the Start Here button. Okay, so now let's go from the Start Here button over to Course Information. And in Course Information, we go into the syllabus. And there's two things going on here. This is the official course syllabus. So this has all kinds of information in it. It has everything that's included here is included up here, plus there's more information in the official syllabus. It has dates and prerequisites and this, that, and the other. It's very long and involved. You might not want to print it, but you definitely want to print this week-by-week schedule. So this schedule tells you when things are due, and so forth and so on. So pay very close attention. Do print this week-by-week schedule. Let me just scroll down a little bit. You can see that it has each week what you're supposed to do and the date, and then underneath that is the grading system for the course. And so you can see 10 quizzes, 400 points. So you can take these quizzes as many times as you want, and it represents 40% of the class. In terms of the tests, they're 100 points apiece, so 300 in total, and you can take the test up to 7 times. The How to Think paper, we just saw that little book, that's worth 100 points. And then there's 7 discussion board questions worth 200 points, with the first one being 1978 China. Now, remember, you don't need a textbook, or you don't really need any course tools to do this first assignment, because it's mostly asking about your opinion about human nature, not about an economic fact. I have just repeated some information here in the assignment due date area. All of this information is included in the week-by-week schedule. This is just a way to see it in a little more formal table. There's a comment here about late work and planning, and then college policies. So let me scroll back up. Again, I'll try not to do it so fast it makes your eyes dizzy. Okay, so we're going up. We're still in the course information section. Let me come over here and just click on course template. Now it's a a PDF document, so you'll open it up and it'll look like this. And you'll see that it overlaps in information. So I'm going to close this out now. Try to come back here. So let's go to course content. Course content is where you will do most of your interacting in the course. So in the first week it says here, Introduction and Orientation. Let me just come right down here to this 1978 China Discussion Board assignment. That has to be completed within a week or the college requires me to delete you from the course. This is all because we get funding from the college, and the federal government wants to know that you have entered the course and are actively participating within that first week. So make sure you do that assignment. Let me just come into the week 2 folder and see what's going on. Okay, so you see all of these files right here. These files are inside this folder, so let me click on that for a second. Okay, so accounting principles versus economic principles, they're different. And we scroll down. Here's an overview of Chapter 1. Here's a comment about production's possibility. Here's a video from the Khan Academy on production's possibility. Here's production's possibility in graphs as produced by myself on Camtasia, opportunity cost, etc., etc. So I'm going to scroll back up to the top. All right. So we're in week 2. I'm going to come over here and go back to the week 2, and you'll see that the assignment instructions is to complete quiz 1. All you have to do is go here, click, and it'll take you to the quiz, and you can take that quiz as many times as you want. So I'm going to go back to the course content button now, up here. And you can just see the week 1, week 2, week 3. You can match these weeks, these dates up with the week-by-week schedule so that you'll know exactly where we are in the course. Now let's go over to the discussion board. So remember that there's seven questions, 7 discussion board assignments. So in this first area, this is where you will introduce yourself to the class. These 2 other areas are self-explanatory. If you have questions about content here, if you want to talk with students about something, you could do it here in the water cooler forum. You see that the first assignment is 1978 China, and so I've given the details of what's required there. And I've also added why this assignment interests me, because I was teaching in China in 1985, and so the Chinese had just dipped their toe into this idea of capitalism, and so I was right there at the beginning of it, and I could see how it was going to turn. And when I was teaching my classes there, I would tell them how the People's Liberation Army, that's the Chinese military, the motto was serve the people. And as I said, that's what a capitalist does too. A capitalist serves the people. If he doesn't, he goes bankrupt. In any event, just going on down, we see there's another assignment called Rice to Riches, a PowerPoint, a Tragedy of the Commons, a Productivity, a National Debt assignment, an Exchange Rate assignment, and one dealing with the Great Recession and the Meltdown. So let me go back up, trying not to get your eyes too dizzy. So this is the discussion board. And then the last button, major button over here, is the extra credit assignment, and there's a whole bunch of extra credit. You can see option 1 is to read anything or view anything from the Frontline or the Nova or the Nature series. Option 2 is either inside the Global Economy series or the Econ USA series. Option 3 deals with Zambia. Option 4 deals with comparative advantage. And then there's there's two extra ones. Option 1A are videos that really help in the money and banking section because that deals with a lot of what was going on in the banks in the 2008 meltdown. And then the last extra credit is dealing with communications. It has nothing to do with economics, but I think it has a lot to do with your success in life. And so I'm real interested in people doing this assignment. I'm trying to, it's 25 points. It'll be the easiest 25 points in your career. So I hope everybody does it. So let me go back up. And we see over here on the left that the buttons we've just looked at, announcements start here, course information, course content, discussion board, and extra credit, it's for the most part self-explanatory. And you see that below that you have course tools, you have my grades, and you have student services, which is somewhat self-explanatory. If you have any problems in this course, all you need to do is shoot me an email. I'll get to you real quick. I think having a quick turnaround in correspondence is very important, so I'll do my best to respond very quickly. I'm hoping we'll all have a good semester. Thanks. Bye.